welcome to the Adelaide Football Club's Night of Nights, where we'll salute some of the best performances of the season. But before the formalities get underway, let's catch up with a couple of the players and their partners on the red carpet. Now, I've got Kristen Davies here with Rep Biglands. And Kristen, you've been really busy working with Channel 9's McLeod's Daughters.
I have, Ali, yes. We've just started our break today, which is lovely. We've got 2 weeks off, but it has been busy.
So what do you got planned for the holiday?
We're going to Sydney tomorrow morning, first thing. So spend a week over there and then, yeah, relax, chill out.
Now, you've been working in wardrobe, and I'll tell you what, Rhett, rumour has it that your wardrobe hasn't escaped on, and I've just been seeing you in a bit of pink lately.
Pink, a bit of pink, yeah. Wardrobe was always up to standard, I thought, but a bit of mauve in there as well.
Very swish. All right, guys, quick tip. Who's going to win tonight?
Tyson?
Yeah, 2 for Tyson.
Okay, we've got Maggie and Simon. How are you guys? Now, Maggie, you look absolutely stunning tonight, but there's an even bigger day just around the corner for you.
Yes, next week, Simon and I will be tying knots, so yeah.
How was it finding a wedding dress?
Not too bad. Yeah, it was quite easy. So.
And Simon, you've already won a gold jacket. Any chance of that walking down the aisle?
No, not at all. No, it should be a good night though. I think one of the defenders should get the chockies tonight.
So not yourself? You're not backing yourself in?
Not at all. I think the defence were the best in the league this year, so I think it should come from one of those two.
All right, Andrew McLeod and Rachel have just rocked up, and I tell you what, Rachel, can you get any pokey credits with that dress? That is fantastic.
Planning on using it downstairs at the after party, yeah.
Well, whereabouts did you get it?
It's a Pierucci dress.
Absolutely beautiful. And Andy, you've been spending a bit of time doing some media work. Hey, you know, little Rupert Murdoch or Kerry Packer involved here?
I don't know about that, Ali, but I'm enjoying it, and hopefully I'm not stealing your thunder, because you're very, very good at what you do.
Gee, thanks, man. Thanks very much. Now, guys, a quick tip.
Ben Rutten.
No, I think it's hard to go past Goody Ali. I think he's had a fine season, so it'd be pretty hard to go past him.
Well, Andy, you might get the gold jacket to match the gorgeous gold dress, all right? I'm joined now by Ben Hudson and his partner Rita. And Rita, you've just arrived in Adelaide, really, from Queensland. How have you found it down here?
I actually am really enjoying Adelaide. It's really easy to get to know people. I've made heaps of friends where I work. It's fabulous.
And what about Hutto? He's injured now. Is he a grumpy person to look after?
Oh, well, he's nice in front of the cameras, and then when I get home, yeah, probably.
What about the rehab, Hutto? How is the knee?
Yeah, not too bad. I saw the surgeon the other day and I can ride a bike, so it's all fun and games at the moment.
Small steps, mate. And guys, a quick tip for tonight. Who's going to win? Rita?
Oh, probably Goody.
Yeah, Goody in.
All right, Ben Hart and his wife Naomi have just turned up. And Nay, you look stunning. Where did you get that dress?
Oh, thanks, Ali. I got it from Wild Child on King William Road.
Absolutely beautiful. And you're going to look even better in about a month's time, because you're going to be very relaxed, aren't you?
Yes, very tanned. We're off to Cairns for about 3 weeks with the kids, so it'll be nice.
Beautiful. And Benny, you've done really well this season. How are those super clad hammies going? They're holding together?
Yeah, those big pins of mine. Yeah, they're good. They got through the year pretty well, and just looking forward to going in around again next year.
All right, guys, quick tip. Who's going to win tonight?
Backman Benny Rutten.
I'm going for Tyson.
All right, it's time to head inside and get things started.
It's my life, it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live my life. It's my life.
Welcome to the Adelaide Football Club 2005 Club Champion presentation. Your host, Kim Dillon.
Good evening, everyone. Well, what a season it has been. A record 10-game winning streak, a minor premiership and a prelim final. Not quite the ultimate, but still a very successful season. And what about tonight? This time last year, everyone was saying Mark Rasciuto was over the line. Well, they were right, but it might be a little different this evening. The Roos still a big chance, along with Simon Goodwin and Tyson Edwards. How's the way he polled in the Brownlow medal? And let's not forget our backman, Ben Rutten, a first-time All-Australian, and Nathan Bassett, who perhaps should have been All-Australian. I think you'll agree with that. And of course, let's not forget the late charge made by one Matthew Clark at the end of the season. Could he walk away with the gold jacket? All will be revealed in about an hour and a half from now. We're going to have a lot of fun, and helping me on the journey is dual premiership captain Mark Bickley, and he's joined by Channel 9 and Mix 102.3's Ali Carl.
Thanks, Kimbo. And Mark, you're looking pretty dapper tonight.
Well, thank you. All I need is the lifts in my shoes and I'll be right, I think.
They're going to say something nice about me.
Oh, no, you look, it goes without saying that you look ravishing tonight, Ali.
This is working very well. Luckily, it's your job to explain how the votes are going to work.
Yes, here we go. It's not very complicated at all. Each of the coaches, or the 4 of the coaches, award a maximum of 4 votes per player. So 4 votes for an absolutely outstanding game, right down to 1 vote if the player has beaten their opponent. So a maximum of 16 votes per game you can get. Voting is often a barometer of how the team has fared. So a poor result means less voting, while a winning game means all played well and as many as 20 players could receive votes. So it's quite simple, Ali.
I think you did that very, very well. Back to you, Kim.
Thanks very much, Ali. Well done, Mark. Joining me now is the CEO of the Adelaide Football Club, Stephen Trigg.
Thank you, Kim.
Let's start with an easy one. Happy with the year?
Relatively so. I'm not sure that happy is the right word in this business. Certainly proud, and I mean I'm always very proud of our club, but particularly so this year with the progress that we made, the development and the performances as well. The problem is, as you alluded to a moment ago, you get a little bit teased, don't you, a preliminary final, and so not the ultimate happiness, but generally pretty good.
And you've had great support across the boards once again.
Well, I think most people understand, Kim, that we're an incredibly privileged club when it comes to support. We have over 50,000 members, and the support that we get from our corporates like Toyota and indeed Channel 9 is quite wonderful. So it's a great position to be in.
Put your heart on your sleeve. What about some of the highlights this year?
Well, there are a few, and you mentioned a couple in the intro, but I mean, for me it was the development of our young people who I've chosen to call our next generation, and they have their own terminology within the club, but the next generation of players for me who came up and held their own, and not only were they in the side, but they were performing well and performing consistently, and for me that was probably a highlight. Well,
the back line was sensational this year. Ben Hart was a part of it. Any news on Ben, and will he play his 300th game for the Adelaide Crows?
I thought he gave a little hint in on the carpet there, but I am pleased to say that Ben and the club came to terms this afternoon, and he's playing on for another year, so we've reached 300. Which, to say that we're delighted with that would be a gross understatement. Benny's been a wonderful player over the entire life of the club, and as a result of that I'm also pleased to announce tonight that it will be a testimonial year for Ben as well.
Oh, congratulations once again. Stephen, we look forward to your company again a little later in the evening. In the meantime, let's jump into the count as we take a look at the highlights from round 1 to 4.
Did well to get it away, but the door could open for the Crows, and it will, and Matner's away. Loose man streaking forward, goes to the goal square, target Welsh!
3 goals to Scotty Welsh in the opening 7 minutes highlighted the positive early signs by Adelaide, but a first-up home victory was not to be.
Harassed out of it on the first occasion, got it onto Matner, well done, had to tap it out under the new rules, got it to Riley, McGregor towards Edwards!
In warm conditions, a surprisingly low-scoring tussle ensued, with the Eagles running out victors by 11 points.
Perry, good kick, great goal. What a goal!
Brett Burton and Tyson Edwards shared the top votes, with solid games from Hart, Bassett and Johncock. Welsh, Doughty and Matner in the middle, and just about everybody came under notice.
Eventually it gets to Edwards at centre-half forward. Slotting ball was good. And the mark from Riley was good. The Crows chalked up their first win of season 2005 with a 6-point victory over Collingwood at the Telstra Dome.
Hands Johnson. Cole went without him. Henschel to tidy up for the Crows around the corner.
With the scores level for over 10 minutes in the last term, Andrew McLeod answered his critics as only he can to strike the decisive blow and seal the result. Handball to the excitement machine, McLeod. Left foot goal.
Oh, don't tell me.
He's a superstar.
Don't tell me.
A good win and an even spread of votes. Johncock, McLeod, Bassett and Rashudo head the list. Scott Thompson gets on the board and Matthew Bode scores as well.
Now they're going forward. Lade gets the hand pass across to Kane Corns, kicks inside the forward 50. Oh, wonderful! Wonderful mark by McGregor, coming back with a flight of it.
Showdown 17 saw Adelaide unleash one of its finest and fiercest performances to delight the home crowd.
You can line them up from here. Goes toward the goal square. Oh, the top draw! That's what Rashudo does to Walsh.
Sensational tackling and the courage to attack for the whole game saw the winning margin at its second highest against Port Adelaide, a conclusive 68 points.
Knows where they are, and some icing on the cake.
As you'd expect, plenty of votes from this game. John Cock's stellar run continues and he shares the spoils with Ken McGregor. Goodwin, Mattner and Jason Tawney went well, and further down the list, Henschel, Biglands, Assange and Skipworth get a mention.
John Cock to himself. Straight down the corridor. 90 seconds remaining to quarter time, and that's a brilliant mark, Ben Hudson. Hands off, Mattner. We said just about best on ground of the showdown last week. That is a super launch! Magnificent goal!
In contrast to the wet slog encountered at the SCG last year, a fine warm day heralded an impressive 41-point win over the Swans. The home side was overwhelmed in the second half, the relentless pressure applied by the boys sealing victory to make it 3 in a row.
Don't tell me. He has it. They are 3-1. He's got 3 goals.
From bottom votes to top votes, Ian Perry and Skippy get the nod. Solid contributions from Rutten, Shirley, Mattner and McLeod. Nathan Bassett, another solid game.
As we take a look at the leaderboard after round 4, and Graham Stiffy Johncock on the top, unfortunately breaking a leg a little later in the season. Mattner, Shirley, Rutten and Bassett, we'll see more of them. Andy McLeod, the superstar. Tyson Edwards, 5th in the Brownlow medal. And Goody, one of the favourites tonight. Hudson, unfortunately, that knee injury later in the season. Kenny McGregor, what a consistent performer. Henschel, Welsh and Riley, a player of the future. Thompson, Burton, Hart, Bode, Biglands and Clark. We'll be back shortly with Neil Craig and the Best Team Man Award.
Cole went without it. Henschel to tidy up for the Crows. Around the corner. Sends it home and clear. Henschel's got his third.
Him here, they seek him there. His clothes are loud.
Thompson on the boundary. Don't tell me.
It will make or break him, so he's got
Baker's
to
there. Where did he go? In trouble. He's in trouble. He's gone.
Fashion. Oh yes he is. Oh yes he is. Oh yes he is. Oh yes he is. He flits from shop to shop just like a butterfly. In matters of the cloth, he is as thick as can be.
Cloud tries to use Thompson, who gets rid of Enright and marks it as well.
He's a dedicated follower of fashion. He's a dedicated follower of fashion.
I'm joined by Scott Thompson. Now, of course, Scotty, you came to us from the very fashion capital of Melbourne. At the start of the year, everyone was tipping Melbourne. No one was backing the Crows. How did you feel about the move back over?
I was quite comfortable with the move. I definitely made up my mind last year that I wanted to head back to South Australia, and quite happy with the move. I mean, the D's started the year well, but I mean, the way the Crows played this year, we're on to bigger and better things next year.
And you're obviously quite popular with the teammates, so you fit in really well.
They're definitely a great bunch of blokes. I mean, there are a lot of shit stirrers in the team, but you know, you take that on board, and like I said, they're a great bunch of blokes and good to be around.
Well, speaking about a great bunch of blokes, everyone wants the Brownlow. It's the gold jacket tonight. You've actually won one of the biggest prizes around. You've been voted best looking and fairest player thanks to gayfooty.com.au. And everyone seems incredibly happy about that. Was it an honour?
Oh, look, I mean, I'll take it on board, but I'm probably tipping a few of the boys got on the net and cast a few votes for myself, but I'm not reading too much into it, put it that way.
All right, well, I might stay down here with Scotty the Hottie and get some tips for you, Kimbo. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Alison, and well done to Scotty on a magnificent debut season. Well, it's time now to announce the Best Team Man Award. Could you please make welcome to make the presentation the senior coach of the Adelaide Crows Football Club, Neil Craig. Neil, just before we make the presentation, you've had a full year in the coach's seat now. What have you learned about coaching and perhaps even yourself?
Well, probably the two key things, Kim, I learned about coaching this year were the best resource you've got is your playing group in terms of ideas, and they've got a real feel for the way the club runs, and they have a real feel for what works and what doesn't work. And we need to access that more and more. And the other thing which really confirmed my thoughts this year was just the power of our supporter group, how important they have been to us. And, you know, when you get 45, 50,000 people out here cheering for us, it's a really powerful weapon. And importantly, I think our playing group have got a real emotional attachment with our supporters. So it just really confirmed that.
I was going to say, Neil, that's something that you've been very conscious of right throughout the season, and that's acknowledging the supporters that the Adelaide Crows do have.
Yeah, well, we're on about trying to develop a club in the true sense, and that involves everybody, you know, to have a role to play on match day, and certainly our supporters have a huge role, and to share with the good times and the bad times. And I think true clubs, they involve everyone, not only internally but externally, Kim. So, you know, we're going to continue to try and build that.
Okay, 2006, what are you looking for?
Well, we'd set ourselves to try and get in the top 8 again.
The top 8?
Yeah, well, yeah, I know it sounds boring, but we'll just work away at that. And quite clearly, we just need to continue to improve in all areas. And we've made some big steps this year, and it's important that we continue to improve and just make sure our performance is up to standard that our supporters expect.
Neil, you're about to make the Best Team Man Award presentation. What qualities do you look for here at the Adelaide Football Club in a Best Team Man?
Yeah, well, this year's been a bit different, Kim, because we've really, the way we've gone in terms of some off-field leadership and trying to develop that, you know, in our club. So we're looking for players who can have a significant input into that. With obviously, with the mentoring process, a program that we have in place, players who can contribute to that. Player coaching, which is interesting for us. We're trying to develop that program. And of course, activities away from the club, which we think is very important as well. And if you put all those characteristics together, I think the person that epitomises that in our club at the moment is Nathan Bassett.
And to make the presentation to Nathan Bassett is Mr Harold Anderson, Mayor for the City of the Charles Sturt Council. Nathan, step forward. I'll shake your left hand. Congratulations. Thank you. Obvious question, how is the right shoulder?
Yeah, not too bad. It was a bit of a surprise operation. I went and saw the specialist on Monday and was in the next day, so yeah, it hasn't been a great off-season so far.
So when will you be back into full training?
I don't know, probably next week. Probably 3 months at this stage.
Now, do you agree this has been your most consistent season?
Yeah, it has. It's been certainly my most enjoyable season. You know, the leadership stuff and you know the off-field programs we've got going, the support from the coaching staff and the rest of the leadership group and the whole club. You know, it's been a really exciting and interesting year.
You mentioned the leadership group. Does that give you a lot of confidence, and what role do you play within the club?
Well, it's pretty exciting just being a part of that and being recognised to be a part of it. But just having the meetings each week and the extra time and the extra investment you put into the footy club. Having the Beyond the Boundaries program going with 12 or 13 guys at the club. You just get to know them and it's pretty exciting and it's good fun.
Well, mate, well done. Congratulations on the Best Team Man Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Bassett. As I mentioned, truly has had a magnificent season and must have gone very close for All-Australian selection. Let's get back into the voting now as we take a look at rounds 5 to 8.
Here's a chance for Biglands. That is the throw of the grass. That's a goal.
The Crows' hat-trick of wins came to a halt at the Telstra Dome with defeat at the hands of the Western Bulldogs.
Begley, who looked forward, he sees Biglands, but Begley doesn't need him. Wonderful finish from James Begley.
Seemingly in control at the long break, a disastrous 9-goal to 1 third-quarter fade-out was the catalyst for the 31-point loss.
Launches himself straight into the back of Darcy. Johncock, though, there for the Crows. Gee, that's not a bad hit from Johncock. That's a goal. The Crows not done with yet.
Not a great result, then the judges didn't like it either, with only Bassett and the skipper gaining significant votes.
Trying to tickle the ball along, taken out the tackle that time by Tawney, and the big man's brought down. Great tackle. They'll pay advantage and Bassett will come away and Johncock.
Adelaide beat the Kangaroos at their own game to record a hard-earned 10-point win at Amy Stadium. Inaccurate goal kicking and a typically spirited opponent saw the result in doubt till Hayden Skipworth's 4th goal iced the result.
Bassett with a look away handball to Mr. Magic. McLeod, can he bring a roar to Amy Stadium? From 60 metres out, McLeod wants to set it up. Skipworth!
This is the kick you dream of as a kid. Mark, siren-ending goal. They game in the balance. He's had a good one so far.
Never kicked 4 goals in an AFL game of football until right now! 4 goals to Skipworth!
A solid win, but again the coaches marked pretty hard. Simon Goodwin and Hayden Skipworth best. Skippy's 4 a standout. An even spread of others scored votes.
Charging through down there was Williams, met solidly by Rashudo, dishes it off to Johncock, goes inside the forward 50, missed by Henshaw, tackled by Rivers, back to Perry, open goal beckons and he goes, and he's kicked it, his first.
Friday night at the MCG, and both sides showed a willingness to play quick, direct footy, leaving the match evenly poised at three-quarter time.
Hutto gets down and takes the mark. And he comes, 1 career goal, 1 point for the season. He's kicked it like Peter Hudson, whipped it straight through the middle. If he gets the bounce, line up the goal, can he finish? He pulls it back, it's bending around, oh yes! Bigland's over the top.
But the Crows weren't able to get the job done in the last term, Melbourne taking victory by an even 4 goals.
The two bands, Hudson and Rutten, led the list, but overall not much to shout about.
Goes out wide at the Notting.
Adelaide paid a big price for a disappointing first half at home against Brisbane, trailing by 32 points at half-time.
Black, Nakamanus put pressure on him, the ball spills free, Burton. High ball towards centre forward, Rashudo, good courage, the skipper. He points at this man, wants to get around onto that right foot, loads up from 55, it's a long ball, it's a goal, they've got 3, here come the Crows.
A bold revival turned a possible runaway loss into another thriller, the boys falling short by just 9 points at the final siren.
Towards the goal square, Johnson getting back, off the ground, Thompson! Scotty Thompson has kept them alive, and he has 3.
Ben Rutten's standout effort sees him top the votes from this game. Rashudo, Matner and Thompson also played well. Reasonable games from Edwards, Bassett, Biglands and Tawney.
And after round 8, we have a new leader, Ben Rutten with 61, leading Bassett, his sidekick there on 51. Simon Goodwin's moved up into 3rd place, followed by Matner, Johncock, Rashudo, Hudson, Shirley and Edwards. Hayden Skipworth was showing some great form early on, along with Scotty Thompson, McLeod. I think we'll see a bit more of Ian Perry, down to Hart and Riley. So the new leader after round 8 is Ben Rutten, and he's with Mark Bickley now.
Thanks, Kim. Well, Ben, could you ever have imagined that, firstly, that you're in front of the best and fairest, but secondly, at the start of the year this is, that you would be an All-Australian?
Oh, not really. I mean, it's not something that I set myself to do by any means. I just wanted to, really consolidate a position in the team and hopefully be part of the successful side.
What about at the start of the year? I guess you've come up against a lot of great players this year. Who was the hardest for you?
I suppose there's a lot of great players and they, all play different styles of game, but I think I had most trouble with Luke Darcy early on in the year. He was, a big, strong guy and took a good mark, so he was one I had a bit of trouble with.
What about being involved in the meanest back line in the last 25 years? Was that a thrill for you?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, just to play alongside of Benny Hart and Andrew McLeod when he's back there, and Nathan Bassett. It's just great to be a part of that. So I'm good to be part of that. best back line.
Well, we wish you well for the rest of the count, wish you well for next year, and we'll have more of the count after the break.
Big Luke Hudson, a beauty. So Hudson, who would have thought, this will put Adelaide in front. 30 metres out, straight through, the Crows hit the front.
Towards the square, Perry!
All right, now I'm joined by Ian the Sarge Perry, and I tell you what, you've had a bit of a good year this year, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been probably my best year for the club so far.
And so what do you put it down to?
I just think there's been a great enthusiasm amongst the players, and it's a team game, and being involved in a team that the way we've been involved this year has been fantastic, with David Noble running the forward line, and Scott Welsh and working with Scott Welsh and the other forwards, Scott Thompson, that down there. It's been fantastic to play in that forward line, so it's been easy to do. And
you're pretty happy to sign on for another couple of years?
Yeah, it's good the way the culture's going at the footy club, and the way Neil's injected a new enthusiasm to the footy club has been fantastic, and the fresh ideas from the assistant coaches has really come a long way to injecting a lot of enthusiasm back into the players.
All right, mate, if I know you, you'll probably be doing some surfing in the off-season, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. Rob Shirley and Nathan Bock and myself are going over to Indonesia for a while to do a bit of a surf trip, and I'm sure there'll be a few stories to tell after that, but I'm not going to allude to anything other than that.
Are you going to sit around and just say gnarly dudes all the time? Is that what you do?
Nah, but it's going to be interesting trying to understand Nathan Bock after a few beers, because it's hard to understand him at the best of times, so it's...
All right, mate. Well, you're also doing a carpentry course, so hold up your hands for us. All right, 10 fingers. Craigie, check on those next season, all right? Make sure they're all there. Yeah. I'll be down here. Kimbo, back to you.
Thanks, Ali. One of the great characters of the Adelaide Crows, the Sarge. Well, earlier this evening, the Chairman's Circle Emerging Talent was awarded to Nathan Van Berlo. He's a player of the future, and we hope he'll be around for a long, long time. And he's with Mark Bickley right now.
Thanks, Kim. Well, Nathan, 11 games in your first year, now the winner of the Emerging Talent Award. What a great effort.
Oh, it's been a very exciting year. Certainly, it was very enjoyable to come into such a club where the culture is the way it is at the moment, with Craig injecting all the enthusiasm, as Sargi was saying. So that's been very exciting, and just thankful for the opportunities that I've been given from the coaching staff.
And what about moving over at such a young age? You've been able to settle in quite well in Adelaide?
Yeah, originally it's tough, but I guess thankfully there was a few other young guys that were drafted, my age as well, so we've all stuck together, and there's the whole Young Crushers group we've got going. We've all helped each other out throughout the year, and it's been really well, and everyone's settling in well now, so hopefully we're just looking forward to next year now.
And what about the opportunity of playing with some of the great players, Mark Rasciuto, Andrew McLeod? Is any of them taken under your wing and showed you around the place?
I think the best thing about having all those guys around the club is that they all equally contribute to helping you out. There's not one guy that just comes over and helps you out. They're always there to lend a helping hand, so it's always good to have those sort of guys around and to learn off them.
Congratulations. We're going to have a look now at the highlights from round 9 to 12.
Trying to go back to Burton. Burton sockers it off the ground. Dangerous situation for the Saints. Edwards runs on it and kicks another one.
Another lacklustre opening stanza, this time at the Telstra Dome. But a different Crows side emerged from the quarter-time huddle to effect an amazing turnaround. The boys stood firm against a third-quarter challenge from the Saints, eventually trouncing them by 46 points.
And you want Crows by 13. He's got 5. All the time in the world. Welsh comes in a lead. It goes in that direction. Not required. Burton gave the contest. Welsh got the crumb. Hand passes into the path of Goodwin. He wanted it most. As simple as that. And he kicks a goal.
That's better. Convincing win. Plenty of votes. Goodwin, McLeod and the captain start. But they had plenty of help. 20 players get votes. A good reward for a good effort.
Wobbly kick. Burton comes hard, nearly took the mark. Edwards. McLeod on attacking 50. 90 seconds remaining, gives it to Bob. Just missed one. Spins this around beautifully. He's got one for the season now.
McLeod got it across somehow to Goodwin, who comes back inside. Doughty over the top to Riley. Riley 25 metres out and closing and pots it through.
The 14-point victory over Carlton in perfect conditions at Amy Stadium is destined to be filed in the one ugly category. Adelaide struggled to establish their customary run from defence, but the result saw the season tally at 6-4, and finals action was now a real prospect.
Lights it off the boot. He's got it. He celebrates. And Carlton pull up the pace.
Well, a win's a win. Goodwin once again up front. Nathan Bock, a new name at the top. The coaches saw something to like from most players.
What was missing last week was evident by the bucket load as the Crows embarrassed Essendon with an 88-point thumping.
To half. Runs to centre half forward. High ball into the goal square. Big fires. Whoa!
Ken McGregor stamped his authority on the key forward spot with a dominant display that steered the home side to its highest score of the year.
And again, McGregor. But total lack of discipline in the last half an hour of football. Jericho's fourth.
Cop that. Ken McGregor and Simon Goodwin, again, standouts. But they had plenty of mates. Hudson, McLeod and Bassett also prominent. But again, just about everybody got a look in.
Off balance. Won't be 15. McGregor knocks it down. Edwards good pick up. Hand pass over the top. Goal coming up. And Skipworth seals the deal.
Another hat-trick of victories ended for Adelaide in an arm wrestle against Geelong at Skilled Stadium. The game was a seesawing affair with both sides kicking goals in bursts, but despite holding the home side to less than a goal in the final term, a 4-point loss was the outcome.
For Thompson, can use McGregor or go himself. He goes himself. He bonks it home!
A tough one to swallow. Scott Thompson's best game for the Crows. More Goodwin magic. Bassett and Macca also played well.
And after 12 rounds, we have a new leader, Simon Goodwin, who enjoyed a sensational season with 94. Ahead of Bassett and Rutten, a battle of the backmen there on 86 and 83 respectively. Ben Hudson, as we all know, was having a sensational season. Marty Mattner, the best tackler in the business, followed by the Roo, Andy McLeod, Scotty Thompson, Robert Shirley being recognised for his great season. As we turn the page, and Tyson Edwards, I reckon he'll creep up the leaderboard. Skippy, Perry, McGregor, Tawney, Doughty, Hart and Welsh. Well, Mark Bickley is now with a newcomer to the Adelaide Football Club, and that's assistant coach Don Pike.
Thanks, Kim. Yes, Don, first chance or first go at being assistant coach. How'd you find it this year?
Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, the environment was very positive and very encouraging, and I think the player group was really coachable, which is always good.
Now, you looked after the midfield, fair group of blokes to take on board, Rashido, all those blokes. Who was I going to say? McLeod, he's in the back lines. No, that's wrong. Scott Thompson, Skipworth, a lot of good players in there.
Yeah, no, a really good group to work with, and as Neil said, I mean, the challenging part is to work with them and also get their feedback and advice as to what's happening on the ground, because they're out there doing it, and ignoring their information, you do at your peril. So.
What about the final game of the year? Your old club actually had the pleasure of knocking us out. That must have been bittersweet for you.
Yeah, it was a disappointing afternoon. I got plenty of friendly advice from the locals. So it was disappointing for the side and the club, and I guess coming over here, the challenge was to try and take us to the next point, and that exists for next year.
And can we improve next year?
Oh, certainly. I mean, we're already as a coaching group looking at that, and we get a bit of downtime now to have a think about those things, and come back next year and try and fine-tune some of the game plan and add to the players and their capacity and what they can do, and look forward to 2006.
Well, we look forward to it as well. As we go to a break, we acknowledge Scott Welsh, who was Adelaide's leading kicker this year with 58 goals.
Welsh has got it, and he's within range. Well, he's 8th for the match and his 4th for the quarter. Oh, it's a thumping kick. That's magnificent. It's home. To half forward, the kick's good. He finds Rashido, who thought about loading up. He now takes it to the 50. He goes bang! And Hitchell. Nice grab on the wing.
Dowdy, getting past the Goodwin, runs inside the 50. Question of accuracy. I think he's got it. He has. Scores a level.
Now Riley, he can line them up from there. Brings it around and sends it home.
Natner coming down the ground. He's a left footer. He's got it all set up and he drives it home. Shirley picks up, spots the goal post and sends it through. McLeod placing it on for Welsh.
Just some of the exhilarating football that the Crows produced in season 2005. Welcome back to Amy Stadium and the Crows club champion. Well, earlier this evening, the members' most valuable player was awarded, and the recipient was our leader of the count at the moment, Simon Goodwin. I think all and sundry have acknowledged what a sensational season he has had, and he is with Mark Bickley now.
Thanks, Kim. Simon, you must be over the moon to think that the man in the street, the band in the outer, and the ladies out there think that you're the most valuable player for the club.
No, it's a very humbling award to win. I think the guys, people that win this award, recognised by the members is great. To have the membership that we've got, the support that we've got, I think the players have embraced them, and they've certainly embraced us throughout the year.
Now, you've had a big year, we know that, but you've got an even bigger week coming up. Your partner Maggie's winking at me. Anything I should know about?
No, we're tying the knot next weekend, so looking forward to that. It's a big day, and it should be good.
Now, you've got everything organised, the plans. You're going to be looking sharp?
Yeah, I'll be looking sharp. I've been dressed by Brett Bigland's girlfriend, who stylised. She owns a company called Stylised, and she's done the boys up. So
she's got a bit to work with. Don't worry about that. No, look, we wish you all the best. Have a great wedding. Have a great break. And look, we just hope you enjoy yourself and have a lovely life together. We'll throw back to you, Kim.
Thanks very much, Mark, and congratulations on a wonderful season, Simon Goodwin. And we all wish you the very best, along with Maggie, for your pending marriage next week. OK, the season was well and truly hotting up. Let's take a look at rounds 13 to 17.
Just Adelaide's second free kick of the night. The Tigers have had 7. Here's Hart running away from Pettifer and setting himself up for a careful placement to Perry. Beautifully done.
In arguably their best performance of the year so far, the Crows thumped Richmond by a massive 70 points at the Telstra Dome. The impressive victory was highlighted by a powerful display of running football and a 13-goal haul between the two key forwards.
Wrestles, he's taken the mark anyway, has he? Yes, he has. That is an excellent mark. Under a lot of duress, and he's got the free kick.
And you stayed this. Come on.
Welsh has got 7.
Not surprisingly, Scott Welsh and the Sarge right up there in the votes. But Thompson splits them with a hard-running effort. A whole bunch of 4s and credits all over the field.
Just looking at the overview of the men clustered around this boundary throw-in. As we see charging through, Shirley takes clean possession, gives it across to Edwards. Does strike you how small the Dockers are. Here's Shirley again inside the 50. Wonderful running goal.
Adelaide survived the scare of a bold Fremantle comeback at Amy Stadium to secure their 9th win of the season and jump to 2nd on the premiership table. After being 49 points up early in the 3rd quarter, the boys hung in there to post an important 6-point victory.
Shoot out of McLeod. This deserves a goal. Can he finish? Yes, he can! Oh, wonderful goal, Adelaide. One of the best of the season.
A very tight finish. Tyson Edwards, Andrew McLeod and Marty Mattner led the way. Down the list, first-year rookie Nathan Van Berlo scores his first votes.
Smith gets a hand pass away to Vandenberg.
An 8-goal to 1/3 term helped the Crows withstand another determined comeback, this time by Hawthorn at Aurora Stadium.
Good aggressive chase there from Crode. Awkward bounce, but Thompson goes to Doughty. Doughty swings it goal. I think he's put it through. No pressure at all.
He's only got 2. The failure to again run out the game was a concern, but the 10-point victory helped strengthen the club's quest for a spot in the top 4.
Good end all right, though. McGregor kicks the goal. How about that?
Simon Goodwin again a standout, sharing the big votes with Ken McGregor. Hudson, McLeod and Rutten also good. A good spread of numbers and Van Berlo in the mix again.
It's back towards the middle. Murphy was exposed though. Hart came across, knocked it down, runs onto it. Storming back towards goal is Henschel. High ball, hits Henschel against Morris. Morris, did he touch it? I'm not sure he did. Hart has kicked the goal.
The fading finishers were put to rest with a 5-goal to 1 final term and a winning margin of 74 points over the Bulldogs at Amy.
Hand pass comes to Tawney. He steps down towards full forward. And a mark is taken down there by Henschel.
Evenness all over the ground was the highlight of the win that maintained the hold on 2nd spot and a handy 1-game buffer over the chasing pack.
A big scoring win, but defender Nathan Bassett and the hard-running Mattner get 12 apiece. Burton, McLeod and the captain going well. Rutten, Shirley, Doughty and Riley also recognised.
They look very good, Adelaide. This is where they look good. Out of the centre, Edwards, long ball forward, McGregor, who was brilliant earlier on. And winning the footy, Van Berlo. They are on fire at the Dome, the Adelaide Crows. This one is the attacking yet disciplined football being employed in 2005 held firm against the fast-finishing Kangaroos and complemented the nail-biting 13-point win at the Telstra Dome. Number 12 for the year, the victory almost certainly ensured the season would stretch into September.
Lovely kick. Brilliant ball by the Adelaide Crows, who's steady.
Always tough against the Kangas. Rue, Scotty Welsh and the consistently good Simon Goodwin up the front. The rest an even spread. Bassett just 1 of 7 to get 4 votes.
And after round 17, Simon Goodwin still leading on 128, but the hound dog Nathan Bassett has a sniff, only 9 votes behind. Andy McLeod up into 3rd position. Rutten still there, so too Rashudo and Marty Mattner, who has really come of age in season 2005. Tyson Edwards from 10th to 7th. Hudson and Thompson. And Ian Perry moves into the top 10, followed by McGregor, Shirley, Welsh, Burton, Hart, Doughty, Skipworth, and of course Jason Tawney, who was unfortunately dogged by injuries. Well, Ali Carl has found a familiar face in the crowd.
Thanks, Kimbo. And Matty, you would be absolutely stoked with how well you're polling at the moment.
Yeah, it's a little bit intriguing as to why we're talking. What's this all about? What's going on?
I think Channel 10 might be trying to get their older...
Which channel?
Channel 9 might be trying to get their channel... You're nothing like letting it slide under the carpet. Might be lucky that you signed on because I might not have a job anymore. So you are back for another year?
Yes, coming back for another season. Glutton for punishment, and hopefully the assistant coach will serve plenty of that up over the coming months.
Now, here's your big chance, the ruck rule. The new one was in this year. Bearing in mind people who've got places to go for the long weekend, is it good or bad?
Well, I didn't get a lot of opportunity to play under the ruck rule, as you would have evidenced by the voting tonight, but I'd have to say, at the start of the season, they did say that they were going to review it.
that they were going to review it at the end of the season. We look forward to that review, Andrew. That'll be great. Everyone's having a good night, so cheers for that.
Looks like we're going to a break. Please stay with the wonderful Channel 9.
Handball to the excitement machine, McLeod. Left foot goal.
Oh, don't tell me.
He's a superstar.
Don't tell me.
Inside the forward 50. Oh, wonderful.
When Mooney closes, McGregor's strong hands.
Floating across is McGregor. He's checked it. And the Saints in desperate trouble.
As McGregor short, chips to him, Mooney closes, McGregor's strong hands. Becomes a foot race. McGregor pursuing Hanson, didn't give up on the chase, forced an error out of bounds on the full.
John Cock with the hand pass. McGregor harassed Garnovit on the first occasion, got it onto Matner.
Pulls to McGregor, kick around the body, sensational.
He kicks inside the forward 50. McGregor went clean.
All right, Kenny McGregor, you are the wild thing. You've been looking a little bit unkempt. Rex Hunt calls you the unmade bed. Who's looking after your styling at the moment?
Yeah, that might be the problem. No one's looking after it at the moment. Just doing it myself and just seeing how it goes, so I'm enjoying it.
All right, mate, you've been getting a bit of a cult following this year, especially with your work down forward. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm loving it down forward. It's a bit different being back. It's probably a bit more consistent down back, and just going up forward, it's nothing like playing a good game up forward, and it's really good fun.
The other night you picked up $1,000 for Mark of the Year. Benny Rutten, I think, actually picked it up for you. Has he passed on the cash?
Yeah, no, I was actually in Darwin at the time, and Truck's here at the moment, and he said he wouldn't give it to me until I get him a carton and buy him a meal, so he's a bit like that.
Now, that's not the only award you've got, I believe. Boyfriend of the Year from the club, I understand.
Oh, look, that was a farce, and I had a little chat with you before, Ali. You promised you wouldn't bring that up, so I'm pretty angry at the moment, but no, it was an absolute farce. I think there was about 10 in front of me at that stage.
All right, mate. We'll have a great off-season. Good luck for next year. Back to you, Kimbo.
Thanks, Al. Kenny McGregor, pretty angry at the moment. Well, once again, there was another presentation made earlier this evening. It was the Vice President's Club Coaches Award. The recipient was Robert Shirley, who has really established himself in 2005, and Shells is with Mark Bickley now.
Thanks, Kim. Well, the Coaches Award is for the player that does all the hard things, and you've certainly done that. You had some big challenges this year playing on some of the league's best players.
Yeah, definitely played on some of the better players of the league, and yeah, every week's a different challenge. So it's you know, it's a tough task, and it's a matter of adjusting and you know, playing well on, you know, different type of players.
Must have been satisfying for you. It's been a hard road at times, and for you to get up and establish yourself as one of the really important players in the team, that must be great.
Yeah, you know, to establish yourself in the side, that was my task this year, sort of to make the starting 18, and you know, from there it's been really enjoyable. We loved it.
Well, we wish you all the best for next year. Back to you, Kim.
Thanks very much, Mark. Congratulations, Robert. A good Woodville West Torrens man. All right, time to have a look at the final 4 rounds of the season, rounds 18 to 22.
Front O'Keefe, Hart there to put pressure on, but O'Keefe, good second attempt, and likewise for Ben Hart. One-handed Perry is giving them a target. This is where they're breaking down. Prosciutto unloads with a long bomb.
In a tight, tough struggle, Adelaide's hard-earned 7-point home win over Sydney made it a club record 6 in a row. With finals now firmly in the equation, the pressure cooker atmosphere of the contest was an indicator of what to expect at the pointy end of the season.
Can nail him. He's only kicked 3 so far in his 7 games earlier. Oh, well called, Chris. Never in doubt. He's one man that can get it going again for Sydney towards Bogles, but Dowdy with a terrific lunging spoil.
Hard and tough with Andrew McLeod and new star defender Nathan Bock doing the best. Lots of votes around lower down the list with just about everybody chipping in.
Hot for Rigoni. Bell has to put his body in socket off the ground towards Nicholson. He's crunched. McGregor was clever. Out to McLeod. Flips it over the top. Chance for Adelaide. Goodwin to finish. Goes for it and gets it. Magnificent team goal from the Crows.
Second spot on the ladder was consolidated with a hard, slogging 54-point win over Melbourne at AAMI Stadium. The Crows did themselves no favours with their kicking for goal, but were able to power away after the half-time break to ensure another solid victory.
You go down the line to McLean, who's worked hard from 50. McLean will get run down. Happy birthday, Marty Matner.
There's that name again, Goody Stars, with support from teammates all over the ground. Amongst the others, Burton, Dowdy, Hart, Hudson and Matner scoring fours.
Riley rode that charge well, should have been a tackle, not a punt. Now Rasciuto, beautiful delivery with the left. Thompson playing on, blazing and kicking a great goal.
2 wins over Port Adelaide in a season for the first time was an added bonus of a 7-point victory in Showdown 18.
The corridor, it's a beautiful kick, and boy oh boy, from right on 50 he will kick. It is a ripping kick.
In a typically tough encounter, Adelaide's running power and slick handballing hurt the crosstown rivals badly and helped set up the thrilling result.
He now takes it to the 50. He goes bang! Top hat!
It's always good to play well in the showdown games. Goodwin and Rutten got 12 with Rasciuto and Thompson right behind. 7 players got 4 votes and Stiffy squeezes in with a couple.
Sweeps a handball over the top. Here's a chance for Matner.
The hard-running, play-on football that's been the Crows' trademark all year really shone through at AAMI Stadium in a record 110-point win over Collingwood.
Shirley pounces and kicks a goal. Now to Rasciuto at halfback. Good transition football again from the Crows. Thompson on the overlap to Matner. This has got team goal written all over it. Bock to finish it off. There's one for the highlights reel.
This awesome performance was again underpinned by the competition's meanest defence.
1 goal beside his name. Other players around him are having a day. Tyson Edwards, is it his? I think it might be.
A massive win, and here's how the coaches saw it. Henschel, Thompson and Tyson Edwards at the top, and lots of numbers for lots of others. Matty Clark back in the voting in his return game.
Numbers, and they have time. Fletcher to run the tackle, gone. Holding the ball, great tackle, Scott Welsh.
The club's first AFL minor premiership was just one of the highlights of the outstanding 8-point win over West Coast at Subiaco. Another, the midfield domination of their much-fancied opponents.
Does not move, the Crows have got 2.
Adelaide by 20 points. It's all set up for a big third term. Dean Cox got the tap. Can West Coast find the spark? Maybe it's Judd. Handball to Kerr, now to Wembley, the big names involved. Shirley, Goodwin, Biglands and Rasciuto going back the other way, big names for the Crows, and here's McLeod. Spears inside 50 to Perry.
The icing on the cake was the extra day's rest before the start of the finals campaign.
What a start this would be for Adelaide. Margin out to 26 points. The gauntlet at West Coast's feet.
Great contest, great win. Edwards, John Cock and Ian Perry all even with 12. McLeod, Goodwin and the captain get good votes. And Chris Massey gets on the board.
As we take a complete look at the call of the board, and leading once again, Simon Goodwin on 172, followed by Bassett, McLeod, Rasciuto, Rutten still up there, Edwards making a late move, Marty Matner, very consistent season, Scotty Thompson likewise, the Sarge into 9th position. Hudson, of course, injured at this stage, followed by Shirley, McGregor, Welsh, Bock, Benny Hart, Brett Burton, Michael Dowdy and Graham John Cock. Biglands, Henschel, Skipworth, Tawney, Riley, Van Berlo. Matty Clark making that charge we spoke about earlier. Jericho and Bode. And looking very lonely on the scoreboard, but not in real life, Chris Massey. OK, still to come, the finals and the live voting. We are live from Amy Stadium for the Crows Club champion. Welcome back to Amy Stadium. Well, we have a new award to be presented this evening. It is the Mark Bickley Award. It is not awarded to a player who has the great ability to crack corny gags. It is actually awarded to a first or second year player for achievements on and off the field, and we'll give Mark the privilege of announcing the winner.
Thanks very much, Kim. Well, I have much pleasure in announcing Chris Knights as the winner. Chris, congratulations. Must be a thrill for you, first year, 2 games and getting a taste of what AFL footy is all about.
Yeah, it was fantastic, Bix. Just to be a part of the Crows team this year. Yeah, I mean, they didn't really have many injuries, and the good form they were in, they were just honoured to be a part of that.
Now, notice you're drinking water. Your season hasn't finished. You'll be playing in the big game, the Eagles versus Central on the weekend. How much are you looking forward to that?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be fantastic again. Fortunately, the Eagles are in the grand final again this Sunday, so full credit to the boys, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
OK, we hope you do well, and we hope you do even better next year when you represent the Crows many more times, I'm sure.
Thanks, Vic.
Thanks very much, Mark. Congratulations to Chris Knight. Well, Toyota has been a tremendous supporter of the Adelaide Football Club since its inception back in 1991. Lots of things have changed since then, the cars and certainly the hairdos.
Be a winner. Drive Toyota.
Punched away, another goal from
the Crows' newest addition, Paul Rouvray, has hit the fast lane. After his fabulous debut for the Crows last week, Toyota offered him, as an encouragement, the car of his choice for a week.
Rowe, and could be the picket, and put it through.
First to Jarman.
It's Adelaide Toyota dealers overstock clearance.
Siren has gone. This kick, if it's a goal, will win the match for the Crows from 47 metres.
It'll make the distance.
Oh, he's kicked it. It's a goal.
It's the Adelaide Toyota dealers overstock clearance.
There's stacks of savings.
All the good times we had, and again, and again.
Bull Slaughter's along at home with this incredible Crows Cat Crunchy Corolla deal at just $13,990.
But there's only 25 at this price, so hurry.
This incredible Corolla deal is on now at Adelaide Toyota dealers.
But only till we beat Geelong.
Oh, what a feeling!
Don't you be a pussy! Here's Burton, game number 100, swings it across the body. Crows travelling well.
McGregor, 1 grab 2.
Prosciutto bombs to Biglands, good grab.
It's cut off. Bravely by Tawney. Yeah, well done by Tawney.
Punch it inside the 50. Bassett was really good. Brendan played brilliantly well.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Edwards has got it. It was too tall for Schofield, and he's kicked a goal.
Now Prosciutto. And now he does have something on the end of it. Well, he has better than that. He has a goal.
Puts the ball to the advantage of Brown. What a game by Rotten. Kept his
feet.
They're not learning their lesson from the second quarter. He goes one out to Gehrig. Rutten, well played. Got a fist on it. A great ground skills. Got it to Clark. Got it to Mattner.
They go forward again. John Cock, he's moved forward to Goodwin. The second goal inside 30 seconds. Yes.
Some magnificent milestones there, and it would be extremely remiss if we did not acknowledge the club's game record holder with 298 games, Benny Hart. And he's with Mark now.
Thanks, Kim. Well, Ben, 298 games. I'm happy to announce that you're going to be going around again. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm going around again, and I'm really confident I'll get at least 2 games.
Well, we hope you get more than 2, mate. And also, I'm hearing that you might be having a testimonial year next year.
Yeah, well, apparently, Triggy announced that earlier, that testimonial, so look, that'll be fantastic. And like the Adelaide Footy Club's been my life, so I'm really proud to continue playing with them, and hopefully that's where it ends.
You must be pleased the way the club's been able to rebound and get back up around in premiership contention. When you get towards the end of your career, you'd love to think you could perhaps get another flag before you go out.
Yeah, look, it's fantastic to be able to play with a group that can go places, and have a coaching group who really appreciate what they're doing, and the players just know that it's the way to go. So we're very excited, and who knows for the next couple of years. Well,
we're excited that you're going to play on, and we hope you get to that 300 games. I'm sure you will. But Kim, back to you.
We are positive that he will. Let's take a look at that leaderboard one more time. What a sensation. Benny Hart, as we go to the leaderboard one more time, after the 22 home and away games, Simon Goodwin leading on 172. Bassett still there with a chance, followed by Andy McLeod, Rashuto, Rutten, Edwards, Mattner, Thompson and Perry. And that brings us to the finals as we re-welcome Stephen Trigg, CEO of the Adelaide Football Club. Stephen, you went into the first qualifying final against St Kilda, a home game. The club was in pole position.
We were, and I suppose the second quarter really hurt us, didn't it? It was a prelim final at home that was on the line, and we didn't do it as well as we wanted to.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights.
There he is, Thompson, he's okay. As he has a shot at goal, it's a good effort, it's across the face, ball's still alive. McGregor!
It rained all day before the game, and then the Saints rained on Adelaide's parade by inflicting an 8-point loss in the first of 2 home finals.
Well played hard. That is experience. The old-timer. That is experience at its best. That was a good decision because he fell over the top of it, and that's the rule. You fall on top of it, you get pinged. Rutten, a long ball to the tip of the goal square. Front and centre was Perry. Stood up the tackle. And Shirley gives them the first takeaway. Edwards is at the drop of it. Didn't try and mark, brought it down for John Cock. This is a good move. Good centering ball. Riley had front posse. Edwards follows up. Goodwin on his preferred side. Gets the Crows a flying start.
After settling quickly, the boys looked the goods early, but a disappointing second quarter set up a deficit that even a brave final term revival failed to overcome.
He's only played the dozen games.
And the votes for the qualifying final: Ben Rutten with 12, Nathan Bassett and Ken McGregor with 11, Graham Johncock 10, 8 votes to a number of players: Edwards, Goodwin, Henschel, McLeod and Perry, Rob Shirley 7, 3 on 4, Biglands, Clark and Hart, Marty Mattner and Hayden Skipworth 2, and 3 players with 1 vote from the qualifying final: Brett Burton, Michael Dougherty and Scott Welsh.
And Benny Rutten having a sensational game in his first final.
Played very well. He stood Gehrig, and I think probably for the second time during the year, stitched him up. Did a good job.
OK, let's take a look at that leaderboard with 2 games remaining. Simon Goodwin still on top in the Crows Club champion, followed by Bassett, McLeod, Rutten, Rashuto, Edwards, Mattner, Perry and Thompson in 9th position there. OK, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the game that brought South Australia to a standstill. Welcome back to Amy Stadium and the Crows club champion for 2005. The Adelaide Crows' next appointment was the semi-final. It was a game that had South Australia in a buzz. They were taking on their arch rivals Port Adelaide, and there was some conjecture, Stephen, as to whether this was an official showdown or not.
Well, what it was called wasn't really top of mind, I must admit, but as a first we weren't really all that sure ourselves, but we were convinced in taking some counsel that for record-keeping purposes it was a showdown, and indeed showdown 19, with a bit more on it, by the way.
Yes, there was, and it was a proud moment for the club. Let's take a look at the highlights.
So the umpire's calling the shots early as Corns goes to Treadway. Rutten picks him off and knocks it over the line.
Keep going, Rob!
Treadway provides the lead. It's cut off. Bravely by Tawney. Yeah, well done by Tawney.
The first ever finals clash between the two local sides was to be a triumph for the Crows, handing out an 83-point hiding to Port Adelaide. The magnificent backline again stood tall early, allowing the slick non-stop running game to take control and set up a return trip to Perth, one that will be taken full of confidence.
He's dominated again in the early part of a quarter. Clark wriggled his way clear, did it beautifully. McLeod now, could he finish from there? Not a bad effort, not bad, it's better than that. A bounce, late. Rashuto, quick snap. It's home. 9-2 to 1 goal since half-time. What a beautiful delivery that was from Matthew Clark. He's on fire. The man is unstoppable. Tawney, who's been good coming back into the team. Henschel and McGregor. Henschel. Oh, that was a tremendous effort. Trent Henschel, goalless tonight, has been a goal-scoring contributor this year. It's 10-1 since quarter time. Some showdown after half-time. Port didn't show up.
To the votes, and again with 12, Ben Rutten, Simon Goodwin 11, Welsh 10, Edwards 9, 3 with 8, Bassett, Clark and McLeod. Mark Rashuto and Rob Shirley scored 7. Number of players with 6, Burton, Henschel, Perry and Tawney. 4 to Nathan Bock and Graham Johncock. 3 each to Hart, Matner, Thompson, and 2s to Biglands, Doughty and McGregor.
And once again, it was Ben Rutten earning the top votes there as we take a look at the leaderboard, where we see Simon Goodwin still in front on 191 votes. And a fair battle on for second place. Runner-up there, Bassett on 165, McLeod 161, Rutten 161, then down to Rashuto, Edwards, Perry, Matner and Scotty Thompson in 9th position. Well, the season for the Adelaide Crows all came down to the prelim final, and once again the club had to head west.
Well, that was the function of losing that game that we spoke about earlier at home. We had to do it the hard way, and a second trip to the West in 3 weeks was always going to be tough. But, you know, I thought, as I said at the opening of the program, a lot of pride, and it just wasn't quite to be.
It was a brave effort. Let's have a look at what happened.
Cox smashes it forward for West Coast. Matner backs himself brilliantly. Has 2 bounces. Now he drills it. And it's a beautiful pass. He hits Welsh on the chest. Oh, that's a superb kick.
A season that began with relatively minor expectations but delivered much more finally came to an end with a 16-point loss to the Eagles at Subiaco.
Can he kick a goal? To Edwards, spun out of trouble. And a brilliant finish from Tyson Edwards.
Margin, 21 points. Clark, brilliantly done. Rashuto slips the handle through the pack to Doughty. Long towards full forward. Henschel is marked. This to bring the margin back to 15 points. Drop punt is close. It's home. Just 15 points in it. Oh dear.
A brave final term surge saw the deficit reduced to single figures, but the boys could not prevail, and the trip next week to the MCG was not to be.
He's just 30 metres from goal. Angle. Relatively slide. He's kicked it. Margin 9 points in Subi.
To the club's final votes. Tyson Edwards 12, Ken McGregor 8, Ben Rutten 5. Number of players with 4, Bassett, Clark, Goodwin and Perry, and with 3, Biglands, Doughty, Henschel, McLeod, Rasciuto, Tawney and Welsh, with 2, Brett Burton and Hayden Skipworth, and a series of 1s, Nathan Bock, Ben Hart, Marty Matner and Scotty Thompson. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the count. And if you've lost count, I have great pleasure, really great pleasure, in declaring that Simon Goodwin is a 2005 club champion.
Simon Goodwin about to be presented with the yellow jacket from last year's club champion Mark Rasciuto, the captain of the Adelaide Crows Football Club. And also about to be presented with the Malcolm Blight medal by the legend himself, Malcolm Blight. Congratulations, not the first time you've worn the gold jacket, but you've certainly had some frustrations over the last few seasons with injuries.
Yeah, that's right. Last couple of years certainly weren't great with the body, but this year really set myself at the end of last year. I thought, I finished off the year, the last 7 games, and really wanted to get stuck in straight away. So I was feeling fairly fresh, so went straight into training and got myself ready for this year.
So did you do anything different over the pre-season?
Oh no, I think I just put a bit more work in over the break. I think because I was so fresh, not playing a hell of a lot of footy, it gave me an opportunity to do that. So that was perfect for me because it's exactly what I needed, not playing a lot of footy.
And everyone seems incredibly enthusiastic. I know winning does that, but there seems to be a great feel at the club. You're very revitalised.
Oh, definitely. It's I've been here 10 years now, and it's the best it's felt at the footy club. I'm proud to be a part of it. It's something that hopefully I'll finish my career here, and as I said, I've been here 10 years now, and this now is a generation where we've started something special this year, and now we've got to maintain it for the coming years. And this group of players here that we have with us at the moment have certainly created that.
Now, we heard earlier that you are about to tie the knot to your lovely partner Maggie next week. Ali Cole posed the question a little earlier. Will you wear the yellow jacket, the gold jacket? You have a couple of them. Will Maggie wear one as well?
Well, the Buck show's tomorrow, so we might wear it tomorrow.
That'll come up a treat. I'm sure there's plenty of people you'd like to thank, Simon.
Yeah, definitely. I guess first of all, I'd like to thank the playing group. It's a tremendous bunch of guys, and as I said before, we've started something special the last 12 months, and I know coming into this season, no one expected a hell of a lot of us, but this group bonded well together. We've moved forward a hell of a lot, and there's only better things to come for this group. They're a terrific bunch of guys, and I thank you for the year. Very proud to be a part of it, and hopefully there's better things next year. For the coaching group, without you guys, the playing group certainly wouldn't be as tight as it is. You've reinvigorated things. I'll get there eventually, but you've certainly you've set the scene for the group, and I thank you for your efforts because we know we're heading in the right direction, and it's great to see. To the support staff, you're invaluable to the footy club. You know how important you are, and your efforts throughout the year certainly aren't taken for granted. So thank you to the board and all the members and supporters. It's been a hell of a year. Unfortunately, we couldn't go that one step further, but as I said, next year's a new year, and we're certainly on the right track. So thank you for all your support. To my family, without you guys supporting me throughout my younger years, I certainly wouldn't be here today. So thank you very much, and to my wife, or future wife, next week, fiancée, and my 2 beautiful little girls. The sacrifices you make are enormous, and I thank you very much. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Crows Club champion for 2005. I'd now like to call on the chairman of the Adelaide Crows Football Club, Mr. Bill Sanders, to propose a toast to our new champion.
Thank you, Kim. If you could charge your glasses, please. Simon has had a wonderfully consistent season, and he's thrilled us all with his creative dashes from defence and breaking the lines and kicking long goals from outside 50. He's also achieved the third-time All-Australian award. We're very proud of him. We're very proud that tonight he has won his second Adelaide Football Club Champion award. Would you please be upstanding and drink a toast to Simon Goodwin, Club Champion 2005.
Thanks very much, Bill. Chairman of the Adelaide Football Club, Bill Sanders. Congratulations once again to Simon Goodwin, the 2005 club champion. He certainly has had a sensational season, also crowned an All-Australian. As Mark Bickley, the former captain, joins me, and a worthy winner, Bix.
Oh, fantastic result, and certainly had a very consistent year, played a lot of footy, and look, very worthy winner.
OK, take us through the call of the card. Let's take a look at the leaders board one more time from top to bottom.
Yes, obviously Simon Goodwin the winner. Nathan Bassett had a fantastic year, 169 votes, just over the top of Ben Rutten. Once again, a defender coming into it. He got 166 to finish third. Andrew McLeod, very consistent year for Andrew across half-back. He finished with 164 votes in fourth position. Tyson Edwards, once again, a stellar performance for him this year, 155. Mark Rasciuto, rounding out the top six, 148. Ian Perry polled very well, probably his best year for the club on 134 votes. Martin Mattner established himself as one of the premier wingmen. He was on 130 votes, and in ninth spot, Scott Thompson with 121 votes.
And rounding out the top 10, Kenny McGregor. What a try, what a consistent player, one of the stars of the Adelaide Crows. Robert Shirley, as I mentioned before, Bix, has really come of age as an AFL footballer.
He has. He's had a fantastic season. Scott Welsh, who won the leading goal kicker award, 103 votes. Ben Hudson, Brett Burton, Ben Hart, Graham Johncock, Nathan Bock and Michael Doughty in that order.
Trent Henshaw, bigger things to come for this man. He is going to be a star up forward or in defence. Rhett Bigland's a powerful man. Little Skippy had his best season. Tawny, we hope he remains sound. Jericho and Bode. As we go to the other page, and Chris Massey, ladies and gentlemen, lonely but much loved. We hope you've enjoyed the evening. Once again, congratulations to Simon Goodwin, the 2005 Adelaide Crows Club Champion. Enjoy the rest of the night. Good night.
Good night.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.
I don't know, you people laugh and make out you know what a geophysicist does either, because we don't. Now, we're very lucky, as Bill mentioned in his introduction and his formal welcome, that we have, I guess, one of the club's favourite people back joining us tonight, and that is, of course, Malcolm Blythe. And I thought it would be a great opportunity to get Malcolm up on stage and just have a chat about what he's been up to over the past couple of years. Would you like to welcome to the stage Malcolm Blythe? How are you? Sorry to get you in the middle of your...
it's fantastic timing. Great. Olives. Do you like olives?
Yeah, I'm on a roll, so let's just keep going with it. What about coming back to a club? Obviously, there's so many familiar faces here, and it's the first time for a couple of years. That must be very enjoyable for you.
Oh, look, it is. I was really looking forward to tonight, mainly because when Stephen asked me and Patsy to come back, excuse me.
That's right. No.
It's all right, yeah. One of the problems was, he said, sort of about 7 o'clock in the letter.
Yep.
Because we've walked in, and we probably could have got half an hour earlier. We got held up at the door, the bloke wouldn't let us in, so that the systems worked beautifully tonight. So we actually got here a bit late than what we could, because I'd love to have got round and had a couple of drinks with about 300 people. And I'm actually capable of that, Mark, too, you know.
Well, it's a long night, mate. I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunities later. Now, what about you've had this year a bit of an involvement back in footy, had a little bit of time off. Did you find that enjoyable?
It was great. Actually, I enjoyed going to the footy again, surprising. Yeah, I had a couple of years off, reclusive and all that sort of stuff, but it's been terrific to go to the football again, and obviously to watch the Crows, and the boys play very, very well.
You must draw enormous pride. Some of the players that you introduced to the team and who played footy underneath you as younger fellas, to see the progress they've made and what they've gone on to achieve.
Yeah, they've become terrific senior players, haven't they, at the club? And I'm sure, you know, their experiences that they all had, well, 6-7 years ago with yourself and the older group. And I just think that, speaking to Neil a couple of times late in the season, that the development's been great. And it's been a wonderful season from the club. But like anything, I mean, we all want to go one more. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think you should give yourself a pat on the back not the resurrection, but the rebirth of a new Adelaide Football Club, which is great.
Now, what about yourself in the future? What are your plans? What are you doing at the moment? And can we expect to see you on TV again?
Yeah, actually, I quite enjoyed it. And Channel 10 asked me would I like to do a few more games. So I did 5 this year during the season because I need a month off between each game.
How do I get a job like that?
But I'll do a few more next year, which I'm looking forward to. And so I'm sort of half back into it. Dip your toe back in the water.
That's good, and we'll certainly look forward to it as well. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Malcolm Blight. The next award is the Premiership Club Leading Goal Kicker Award, and as the name suggests, it recognises the leading goal kicker for season 2005. Mr David Crotty is a representative from the Premiership Club to announce the winner.
Congratulations to Scott Welsh.
Scott, well done.
Thanks.
You probably weren't that surprised. You probably knew you were going to get that award. Were you pleased with how the year unfolded for you?
Yeah, it was pretty good. You know, I think my year's probably been up and down. I wanted to get some consistency, you know, in my game, but you know, it's worked out well, so I'm pretty happy. And yeah, eventually had a good year.
A couple of personal bests for you during the year. I think you kicked 8 goals. That was the most you've ever kicked in a game of footy. Is that pretty exciting for you?
Yeah, I was pretty good. I was going for 9 there, but got a bit nervous.
It happens sometimes. What about yourself? You've had some trouble with injury in the past. This year you tended to get on the park a bit more. Was there anything you did different that enabled you to do that?
No, I think I just managed my body a lot better. You know, I've got to thank Stephen Sweat for that, I suppose. He's been into me all year and the last couple of years about getting my body right and managing it. And, you know, I've done that and I think it's paid off.
Did you have a target at the start of the year? You would have known you're going to play on the forward line. Did you set yourself a goal? I want to kick 60, 70, 80 goals?
No,
50 maybe?
No, I don't really set targets for goals. I just want to do my bit, and you know, if I'm not kicking goals, I want to, you know, do all the hard things like tackling and chasing and things like that. So, you know, if I don't kick any goals, that's what I want to do next.
Well, you brought a lot of pleasure to the people that watch the Adelaide Football Club play, and we congratulate you. Thank Scott Welsh. And that hair's doing plenty again, Scotty. Tonight you look wonderful.